And a Florida teacher fired for revealing a little too much. Is it legal? We're on the case tonight on the Willis Report.
A Florida woman's second job has cost her her teaching job. This high school English teacher was fired over these pictures of her modeling in a bikini. But is the school in the wrong for showing her the door? Here to weigh in, Bill Frumpkin, an employment law attorney, and Lise Wheel, a Fox News legal analyst. Lise, what do you say?
Absolutely, the school is in the right here. We don't want our teachers, I'm sorry, they've got to be held to a little bit higher standard. Call me a prude, many have, but she can't be doing that. She knew, actually, she was interviewed, she knew. She said, in fact, I'm surprised it took this long for them to fire me.
This is the picture, my friends. This is the picture that would make parents outraged. We've got that. Bill, what do you say?
Well, I would say from an employment law perspective, there's absolutely nothing that would make this illegal in a sense of firing her, for the simple reason that this is not job related. People go to the beach all the time. They wear bikinis. They wear different items.
That's the picture.
And
she's
it's
not
nothing.
just at the beach. She's being paid for these pictures. They're on the internet. Her students are looking at these pictures, and they're supposed to be able to go into the classroom the next day and have respect for her. I mean, it's nothing that she's doing is illegal in having these pictures taken, but in the context of being a school teacher, it's just wrong.
All right, Bill, go ahead.
She's on the internet now because she was fired. Okay, in other words, you know, she did this. It wasn't, you know, really tasteless. It wasn't.
Let's be clear.
She wasn't on a
She was
strip
Victoria
club.
Valentine James when she did this. She had a different name.
Why would she change her name? Because she knew that what she was doing was wrong in the eyes of the school. She's probably an at-will employee anyway, which means that they can fire her for any reason.
Well, that also remains to be seen, because she's a public employee. She might have due process rights and have to have this proven at a hearing. However, more importantly, for this particular issue, again, it isn't anything that any child, any parent would not see if they walked outside.
In the real world.
And they live in Florida, where everybody's wearing bikinis.
Before you go ahead, I want to read the Code of Ethics here. So this is the state's Code of Ethics. They say, by virtue of their leadership capacity, teachers are traditionally held to a high moral standard in a community.
Exactly. It's a morals clause, basically, which a lot of people have in their contracts, if they do have a contract. So it just means that she has to be held. She's got it not just on her personal, not just on her work time, but also in her professional or personal life. She can't be out there, being in a way that students are going to be looking at her, and parents are looking at her going, that's not the model we want to have for our teachers.
So let me ask you this, Bill, though. Okay, so let's say you have this woman as a client. She comes to you and says, I'm thinking about doing some extracurricular modeling, and it's going to be in a bikini. Do you think I should do that? And your answer would be what?
My answer would be, because, you know, the lawyer's motto is plan for the worst and hope for the best, I would absolutely tell her not to. However,
and you're defending.
However, but the reason that I'm defending her is that since she had done it, okay, and since it's really nothing that's job related in the sense of her wearing a bikini, she wasn't nude, she wasn't at a strip club, she wasn't pole dancing. It's something that people see in their everyday life.
What you're saying, I think you're making my point, which is at the very least of not seeking a lawyer like you, she should have gone to the school and said to the school, is this okay with the morality clause? Is this okay with the Code of Ethics? And they probably would have said no, but she should have at least gone to them and asked them.
If she wanted to sue the school now, would you defend her? Would you think you could be successful defending her?
Well, first of all, it would depend upon several factors. You see, if she had due process rights, okay, they would have to really bring her up on charges and prove that. And in that particular case, they would have to show that this is something that isn't appropriate, it's immoral, etc. And the bottom line, again, is that, yes, it could come up to that piece, but if you're a tenured teacher and she is a good teacher, I mean, there's been nothing said that she's a problem performer as a teacher. It's nothing, again, that I don't think a child could see if they went to the beach every day.
Lisa, our Twitter feed was really, you know, 50% one way, 50% another. And some of them said, hey, look, you would see a woman dressed like that on the beach, and others would say, I don't want that woman teaching my child.
Exactly. And she's getting paid money for this. She's going out there. She's getting employed by this. She's, it's going out onto the internet. No. It's different if she's on the beach and a kid happens to walk by and see her.
Well, I don't necessarily see that distinction, specifically because mores and culture change over time. If we were in the 1940s and the 1950s, yes. But in this modern era...
Are you telling us we're old-fashioned? Is that your point, Bill?
Not exactly.
What are you saying?
Some could think that. But again...
Man.
Sorry, that was fun.
That's okay.
I'm happy to be old-fashioned. I'm happy to be old-fashioned.
The actual point, again, is that, you know, by actually firing her and placing it in front page on this particular program and all over the country now, I think that the school district, one would really have to look at their motives for considering that it's May, in June the school year is over, and they could have certainly dealt with it in that fashion. I think they put the spotlight on it.
Please, last word.
Motives? I mean, I don't see how you can attribute any kind of bad motive to them. They just wanted to get a teacher out there. It was inappropriate for our kids. You really want to have your son going and taking classes from her, and they're just thinking about other things and reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Could happen, probably happens anyway. Bill and Elise, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
I feel so old-fashioned. All right.
That's good.